5 naira per liter. Abi? So they now start, they said, oh boy, if I say this is not the shoko, you know what? Let's tell them that we are removing the subsidy once and for all. And then let's tell them that they should not worry. We will give them 5,000 naira, 5,000 naira, so that that can cushion the effects of the subsidy removal. So they perfected it and they came to the media. Oh, Nigerians, we want to remove subsidy. Country of 200 million mumus. People no trip out onto the street like, who do you even take us for? What do you think who do you think we are? Fools, dumbs, no-brainers, or what have you. But of course, they know who you are. They told you they removed subsidy in 2016. Increase your price of fuel. They increased your standard, they depreciated your standard of living. They made life hell. They make life hell for you. Right? Well, they are still removing subsidy. Abi? Now, the shocker be this. Buhari and his gang now felt like, you know what? These people are just too stubborn. We are trying to tell them that we are removing subsidy, make them just because Nigeria is broke. Okay? Nigeria is very, very broke. Nigeria is bankrupted already. And I can give you all these instances. But some of you won't agree. Well, few of you, by the way, because majority of people know that Nigeria is completely broke. When you have a country that has the highest population of jobless people in their millions, wait for it, 43% of the population unemployed. And people said, Mayegu, forget that. 80% of Nigerians are jobless or underemployed. Now, if you have a country of 200 million, right, and they say 40% or 50% are jobless, that is 100 million. That population is bigger than the population of the entire UK plus France. Combine them together. Maybe not that much. 100 million people jobless, which means 100 million that should, well, maybe that's too much. They said there's about 126 million of you that are actually jobless. Now the children, if they count the children, they will probably say maybe even more than that, but you can't count children. Abi, can you? 100 million people unemployed. So your government cannot make money from jobless people. Are you following? So economically, Nigerians are useless to Nigeria because Boko Haram gang made you even further useless. And many of you quite agree to be continually useless. So you can't give any money. Nigeria can't raise money through tax. Okay? So the few of you that are still working, Nigeria just have to try and squeeze you, even if they have to squeeze water out of stone. Even at that, they could barely get little to satisfy their insatiable greed. So what happened? If you don't want them to remove the subsidy, then they will have to go borrowing. Somebody is asking me a question. I think it's Awal Akoni. You're asking me a question about somebody running to be president, which is outside APC and all that. There are many people running for president too. Showore said he's also going to be running. You remember he said that on this program. Kingsley Mohalu is running. Many people who are running, and you're going to see more, okay? Outside APC, Egbekegbe, of course. So, since you won't let them remove subsidy so that you can pay more for petrol, pay more for everything, so that they can see more money, which is still not going to be enough. Right? Then, okay, fine, no problem. You just wake up one day and you realize that they've changed the liter of, the price of the pumping machine and the rest of that, yeah? The pump machine, right? And then you all scream or no scream, but we need to pay these marketers this coming 2022. You know that your budget in 2022 in Nigeria is 17 trillion. Yeah. So if you break down the budget, the 17 trillion, there is no subsidy money provided for in that budget. Okay? Yes, that budget, padded budget that Bukwari signed, 17 trillion. If you break it down, they are going to spend 4 point something trillion fighting Boko Haram and Fulani terrorists in 2022. In that same budget, they are going to use another 4 trillion or so to service the BC, the debt that they have incurred so far. They're going to use another about 4 trillion to pay themselves good money like they do always, make their lives better, pay salaries, pay allowances, pay for, all those things, 4 point something trillion as well. Now, I decided to use those figures because they're like a round figure enough to make a point, okay? The thing is this, out of 17 trillion naira budgets, ladies and gentlemen, only 5 trillion is meant for capital projects. Capital projects like infrastructures, like roads, schools, all those things, even light, electricity. Only 5 trillion will go into that, which that 5 trillion, people will go steal they are those who wrote the budgets. That's why they call it padded budgets. So the 5 trillion, if you see 1 trillion from it, you go thank God. And this is why you won't even see it. Nigeria is broke. Nigeria is in debt, a serious one. Every time Nigeria make 100 naira, if they take your tax, collect all your taxes and everything, every time Nigeria make 1,000 naira from tax, they have to deduct 900 naira from it to service their debts. So 17 trillion budget of poverty, budget of indebtedness, because they are planning to go and borrow 12 trillion this year to service the 17 trillion naira budget. So they are going to squeeze you, whatever it's going to take. They will squeeze many of you like it's going to be to get that 5 trillion. But maybe they won't have to squeeze you too much because Russia is about to start the Third World War, and oil price is already going up and up and up now. This is the joke. Wait. There is no budget for subsidy. They've perfected the plan that they will declare that they've removed it. So they will steal the money elsewhere. But since you all said no, all of you don't they get ready, don't they mobilize for protests, for revolution, for this and that. Said, no, leave them. They're acting smart. We don't need to remove it. We'll go and borrow the subsidy money for 2022. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is their election year. You know that this is the eve of election year, Abby. Do you know how much they said the subsidy is going to cost you in 2022? One cash out, 3 trillion naira. That's how much subsidy is going to cost you in 2022. Now, that is like saying they combine all they paid for subsidy in 2016, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. They want to cash that out right now, this year. And you know what? If all of them are not going to pay them in pieces, yeah, they will just go and borrow it in your name and they will hammer it on. You see, this is where, if you are a Yoruba man and you hear people talking about leaving Nigeria, breaking away from Nigeria, it is simply because it is this shared misery, this shared poverty, this shared criminality that affects millions of our own people. The money they are going to rely on to fund their budgets, more than half of that is coming from Yoruba land. Yes. Then the stipend they give back to us cannot even put roof over the classrooms of our children that are meant to get a better education. It is a big fraud. It is a big fraudulent arrangement when you talk about Nigeria. It's unfair that people can sit together and make a decision that's going to affect the lives of generations unborn. And all people think about is, when is it going to be our next turn? When is it going to be our turn? So that we can do the same thing. Logically, does this even make any sense? 7 years of APC, and trillions of naira spent on subsidizing fuel in Nigeria. Not a single refinery in Nigeria is working. Now they are cheering up. Dangote refinery is coming on at the end of 2022. That will be your compensation, won't it? So they want to cash out and take a loan of 3 trillion naira. They have already taken so much that they have left the component states in Nigeria, poor and powerless. People believe that they choose to be, and I agree with them. Because how does this even make any sense? Nigeria, the Boko Haram's government and these politicians who group together in Abuja, they call themselves senators, they call themselves reps, they call themselves politicians, and the here and there, and they make decisions to trap generations that includes the Yorubas in Nigeria. And you think it's fair? Do you really think that is fair? It is not fair. And that is why a man like Tinubu, who has the opportunity, it's not just him. I'm talking about, you see, this decision of looting Nigeria and sharing it is a collective decisions of the politicians that cut across all the ethnic nationalities, tribes, and all that, religion, call it. The group, they gather together in that Abuja, and they see what the average people in Nigeria are going through. And then they give approval that somebody can just cash out 3 trillion naira to pay for subsidy. 3 trillion naira, not to fix your refinery. The same way they borrowed $6.5 billion in your name to construct pipelines from Niger Delta to Niger Republic, and they celebrated it. They said it's going to boost Nigeria economy. It's going to create a lot of jobs. And then they called the Niger Delta militants to become security guards for the pipeline in your name. 3 trillion naira. You see that money they are going to take, and every penny they have been taking, right? No matter how much you pretend, every person in that country is paying the price. Another thing is this, you see, they have no plan of giving you any real job, and they will never give you any. As we speak, their own economic kind of economic miracle is when they share money to people, trader money, market money, this money, that money, 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira. These are the Buharinomic, the economic blueprints of lifting people out of poverty in Nigeria, while on the other hand, right, they do everything to keep you perpetually poor. And when we talk about, when we say Nigeria, just remember your brothers and sisters from your own nationality, they are trapped in there. And this is what happened. When they go out there to borrow and, for a loan, and they give them the condition to devalue your currency. What that simply means is that even if you are as hardworking as ever, you'll be walking like an elephant and you'll be feeding like an ant. You know what I mean? It means that your effort is being looted by criminals who only cares about money and money and money, more money of it. It was the devaluation of Naira through arbitrary borrowing that crashed your economy further. When these criminals were coming in, Nigeria economy was said to be the second biggest economy in Africa after South Africa, with a tiny margin. Today, Nigeria is not even one of the top 10 in Africa where their economy is of any standard. When they handed over power to these criminals in 2015, right? They handed over an economy, a $500 billion economy. The economy of Nigeria has shrunk to the point that you can tell loss of jobs, 40 something million people. I mean, they said that 33% unemployed, 43% unemployed, and all that. And when you put that into a bracket, you can tell millions of you have become a poorer. Nigeria became the poverty capital of the world under these rogues. And Tinubu came out. Well, his promoters came out today talking about the 2019 election of the Bullion van around Tinubu's house in 2019. They created the poverty. They make the elections in Nigeria do or die because they had to keep that power to continue to have access to your commonwealth. So they monetize your election. And it is true. During elections in Nigeria, it is a cash and carry of a thing. And that is why many people always need a godfather. Tinubu has a deep pocket, having access to the Commonwealth of Lagos, right? And this is where, even if you think you have an idea of how to build a country or of how to make a life meaningful for the people, if you don't have the money at the last minute of at the last minute towards the election, you will feel like you have been speaking to the wall while you were talking to the people about what you have for them. Because in Nigeria, if you offer people goodwill, Tinubu and gang, they will give them money, they will give them food, they will give them every other petty little things, and like a twinkle, the same impoverished people, they will kill and they will line up and give their sovereignty to Tinubu and gang. Validation, money, decide to win election in Nigeria. In America, or all over the world that I am aware of, including here in the UK, election is not cheap. Election is funded by party members. A political party is funded by party members, including party financiers. We are talking about possible rich business moguls and money bags. That's how you run politics. But in Nigeria, all you need is to gain access to the public purse, unfettered access. You can do whatever you like. On the eve of election in 2019, election or re-election of Mr. Integrative, Bokwari, 2 Bullion vans surfaced at Tinubu's Bullion house. And it quickly went viral. Like, the whole world got to see, like, why would you move money, right, on the eve of an election just to buy election before that 2019 election officially? The Pastor Ruga, the fake Pastor Ruga, was already everywhere, buying votes, sharing government money to people that they later came back to say they didn't pay the money back. Fake Pastor Ruga was everywhere, sharing 10,000 naira, and he called it trader money, something that was never APC, Egbekegbe's government policy or program, but they quickly developed that just few months to election, and they were sharing money. That was not done. They had to load two Bullion vans, and they moved them to Tinubu's house. And you know what happened thereafter? Of course, money flew money was everywhere. And what was that money for? Buying election. So, if a man that was helping Integrative to win a second term so that they can fight corruption says there's nothing wrong receiving billions of naira in a security kind of a packed bullion van to buy votes. People wrote petition. For some of you will probably think, why didn't you report it to the police and all of that? Well, there was a petition that was sent to the EFCC. Now look at this picture. Look at this crowd. Everybody, people were moving in, taking their own money from different local governments, moving on, and then, and you know one thing, the effect of such money is that they don't bring real election. They bring selection. They intimidate. They terrorize. They send away real good candidates who normally should try their own luck. Should I say luck? No. Check out their own popularity. Try their popularity with the electorate. You see, if not because of all this free money, all this stolen money used in your election, right? If not for them, the good people could probably have gained access to government through democracy, and then change the system genuinely. But many of you know that will never happen. And the reason why people like us says it is criminal, indeed it's a crime that normally Tinubu and everyone involved should be cooling off in jail right now, using money to influence election, using money to truncate free and fair election, then turn around to give yourself the praise as a kingmaker and godfather. Let me tell you what that money do. For some of you who probably want to understand that, Mayegun, you still haven't explained why money in, why money is not a biggie or what have you in election and what have you. No, I haven't said it's not. Somebody was saying that you haven't. Well, I didn't say money is not. I'm saying that if you have a political party and you have political members of that political party, they are called members because they are due payment, or let me say membership payment members, something like that, right? But in Nigeria, party members are so poor that the politicians don't need them to contribute to the party. All they want them to do is just be around and be the symbol of their generosity as their leaders, even though what they are giving back to them is stolen from them. Okay, so if you have access to public fund and you looted that money to buy election, that's a crime. But if people contribute money and say, oh, we are funding this our political party, right? And then they decided to share the money on the day of election, that is also a crime. You don't share money to buy votes, but it's not their money. It's your looted money. And it is just to do one thing, to send intimidation all around the voting places. And at the end of the day, the people that they want to do their bidding, to go in there and give them to let them continue to have the access, unhindered access to your money, to public fund. And at the end of the day, to further weaponize your poverty. So whenever such bullion van packed into Tinubu's house or any politician's house, the result is this. it is no longer about election anymore. It is selection. If you don't believe me, watch this. This happened though in 2019 because a Tinubu with a Bullion van, with 2 Bullion van, can do whatever he like. And in their own book, it is democratic.
Serious. So they come quick for ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yín, wọn ti pín. Wọ́n ní wọ́n fún yín ní àyè láti lọ bá wọ́n ṣe àmà yín. Ẹ tí ò bá ti rí káàdì tí ẹ gbà kó lọ gbà. Ṣùgbọ́n níbi tí a wà yìí, mo sọ fún yín, gbogbo ẹnu mo fi ń sọ. Ohun tí àwọn leader wa sọ lókè ni pé Sanwó-Olú ni. And I want to assure you, this place we are not going to allow anybody to vote for Ambode here. We are going to send you out of this place. We are for Sanwó-Olú, and that's what our leader Aṣíwájú Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu said. Sanwó-Olú leader. The party, that is the APC. Yes. We have hierarchy and we have leadership. Yes. We have leaders. Yes. And we have been directed by our leaders to go and vote for Sanwó-Olú. Yes. And that's what we are going to do. Yes. This works, this local government, we are not going to allow anybody to vote for Ambode. Yes. Ambode is gone. Ambode is gone. Ambode is gone. And is gone finally. We will allow you to kill. Vote for Sanwó-Olú by the party hierarchy. We have been directed. Party tiwa gbọ́ dáadáa, ẹgbẹ́ tiwa a ní hierarchy, a ní àwọn tó ní àṣẹ.